Chapter 11, Alexander Graham Bell, Part 2. Alec Bell loved thinking of new things to invent more than anything else in the world, especially to help other people. In 1837, another inventor, Samuel Morse, created a machine called the telegraph. The telegraph was a way to send messages long distance across wires. It was limited to dots and dashes and could not transmit human sounds. Alec began to think about ways that he might improve upon this new invention. "I used to tell my friends that one day we should speak by telegraph," said Bell. He devoted all his time to this new goal. So did many others, and the race for a new invention was on. With the invention of the telegraph by Samuel Morse, people could send messages long distances. A system of dots and dashes called Morse code was used to tap out the messages on the telegraph. 3 dots, followed by 3 dashes, followed by 3 more dots, stands for SOS, code for help. Boston, Massachusetts became an important place for many inventors. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, made space in one of its labs for Alec to do his experiments. His days were filled with teaching and then trying over and over to make human sound travel across a wire. All of his energy was spent on this creative idea. He wrote that his idea of using electric current to carry a sound would likely make others think him crazy. So he kept most of his ideas and experiments secret. Alec hired a young mechanic to help him. Thomas Watson knew how electricity worked. At first, their experiments failed more than they succeeded. Alec thought they were getting closer to success. "I think the transmission of the human voice is much more nearly at hand than I thought." On June 2nd, 1875, his dreams came true. Like many inventions, an accident led to an important discovery. With the electricity turned off, Watson sent a message to Alec that Alec could hear. He heard tones, not just one single-pitched sound. He knew instantly it was a huge step forward. "I have, by accident, made a discovery of the very greatest importance," wrote Bell. 3 days later, the first telephone recorded, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." To Bell's great joy, Watson had heard and understood what Bell had said. Fame and fortune came to Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Watson. They soon formed the Bell Telephone Company to make and sell their new invention. Bell continued to invent the rest of his life. "Self-education is a lifelong affair," said Bell. "There is no failed experiment," he said, to convince people to keep going with their ideas. He passed his love of learning on to his grandchildren and inspired a whole group of new inventors.